Rutherford from the bullpen to the starting rotation will face this Yankee lineup. Trent Grisham, been hot the last 10 games. He leads off, then Ben Rice and Paul Goldschmidt. Middle of the order, Bellinger, Dominguez, and Chisholm. And the bottom of the order at shortstop, Jose Caballero. Third baseman Ryan McMahon. Austin Wells will catch, and he'll bat ninth.
Well, you see the number on Griffin Jacks. They're pretty good. I mean, this is a year that he was supposed to be the closer, but he struggled in the bullpen where in 11 games he had an 8 ERA, so they transitioned to a starter at 2.65. So then, the slower the better for Griffin Jacks. Off of his curveball, his changeup, hitters are hitting 203 with a 228 slug and a K percentage of 33.7. And he's doing his part. 20 out of 21 starts the Rays have given up 3 or fewer runs. He is 4 for 4 in that category.
And a ground ball on the first pitch. 1 away, and that was the Nissan pitcher scatter report. Let's check out the defense for Tampa Bay, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers, and we take a closer look at Taylor Walls. He's our CarShield defensive player profile, and he can field with anybody. 10 defensive runs saved this season, and that leads all major league shortstops. So 1 pitch, 1 out as Grisham goes down. Here's the all-star Ben Rice. Pitch outside.
Got a lot of all-stars on this field, Michael, in the dugouts. 8 total, 4 for each team.
Rice 2 for 10 over the weekend against Minnesota. Over a longer stretch, 13 games, 6 for 48, 125. Emil Jimenez is the home plate umpire. Scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Considered pitcher friendly. Got Gabe Morales at first, Doug Eddings at second, and Mike Malinsky is the third base ump. Skied the other way. Simpson on the run in foul territory, and he can't make the play.
Yeah, that's a really tough play because you're competing with the mound that you got to make sure that you don't run up that hill, because a lot of times when you run up the hill and you're not expecting it, you're going to trip, and he slides because he doesn't want to hit the wall, and he comes up with a little short. He is a plus defender out there. 7 outs above average, and a lot of that has to do with his elite speed.
I'm wondering with the bullpens in play why there's a ball bag that's allowed to be out there.
Shouldn't be.
It should not be. That's out of play. Yankees just lost a series to the Twins, 2 out of 3. And Rice continuing to battle.
Yeah, Griffin Jacks has got 6 different pitches, a couple different fastballs, curveball, sweeper, changeup. He'll mix a lot of things in. And through Ben Rice's struggles, he's been on the ground a lot more, almost 54%, and that's not who he is.
Strike 3, he's down looking. Fastball right on the inside corner. And that'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt. Play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's players. Ben Rice was plus 320. Paul Goldschmidt plus 520. Paul hitless in his last 22 at-bats. And now make that 23 as he grounds out to Walls. Yankees go down in order, 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the bottom of the first with Tampa Bay Rays coming to bat against Schlittler. Well, it's the start after. Toughest start of his young career. Let's see if Cam Schlittler bounces back against this Rays starting lineup. Yandy Diaz, the DH, leads off, then Jonathan Aranda at first. Junior Caminero at third base, last 12 games, 11 home runs. Cedric Mullins is heated up, cleaning up. Johnny DeLuca in right, Chandler Simpson in left. The bottom of the order, Fortes, Palacios, and Walls.
Yeah, we see the numbers on Cam. He's making his 19th start, the low ERA, the high strikeouts. And let's check out the Nissan pitchers Scouting report on Cam tonight. Well, he called it a learning experience. After 30 starts, he finally got his teeth kicked in, where he gave up 4 home runs and 6 runs against Detroit in 4 innings pitched. Even after that, though, he still leads the American League in ERA at 2.08, and Sonny Gray is second at 2.61. That's a pretty big difference. And congrats, Cam. Your first All-Star. You were called up July 9th last year. 1 year later, you're an All-Star.
So here's Diaz against Cam Schlittler, and the young righty deals. Upstairs, 1-0. Start against Detroit, 4 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs, 4 home runs. He had never allowed more than 2 home runs in a start, and his complete quote, which Joe alluded to, it took me 30+ starts to finally get my teeth kicked in. There are lessons to be learned from this.
Well, this is a humbling game for everybody. Everyone is going to have struggles, and he showed that he was human.
Check out the Yankee defense behind him, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Bellinger, Grisham, and Dominguez left to right in the outfield. Infield, McMahon is at third, Caballero is short, Chisholm at second, Goldschmidt's at first. Austin Wells behind the plate with Ben Rice the DH. Right back to Schlittler. Now Aaron Boone said something really honest before the game, where he was asked, is this your best defensive setup? And he went around in his head. He goes, yeah, other than Judge not being right, yeah, this is the best defense. So there are people that are not playing today that would tell you that he thinks this defense is better than anyone he would have.
Well, I think with a team that puts the ball in play so much, a team that's really struggling to score the runs like the Yankees, you got to put good defense out there with your pitching and try to hold the other team down until you get going offensively.
And the Yankee defense has been porous of late. All the unearned runs scored. And as you mentioned, this is the sort of team, Tampa Bay, they don't strike out a lot. So they put the ball in play and they put pressure on the defense. The Yankees played them 3 times in April here, and they got swept in that 3-game set.
And when you say
100 miles an hour, sorry.
They don't strike out a lot. They are struck out the least in all of baseball. So I guess you would say they are 30th when it comes to strikeouts. They walk a lot. They put the ball in play. They make things happen. They have power at the top of the order and a lot of speed at the bottom.
And they're second in the American League in stolen bases to the Yankees. Yankees have 92. Tampa Bay has 84. And down goes Aranda on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
You know, there are certain guys that you always match up extremely well, and Aranda does not hit the high fastball, especially with the velocity. He's a very, very good hitter, a great RBI guy, but that's the one pitch that he still struggles with.
Here's Junior Caminero. He turned 23 yesterday. He's an all-star, 26 home runs, 56 runs batted in. Outside. Take a look at this story, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers, and it's called Bat Speed. 79.9 miles per hour bat speed. And he actually doesn't strike out as much as you would think, and he has increased his walk percentage, despite swinging harder than anybody else.
And to me, that's where you have to pitch him. You have to pitch him away. Do not go in. If you go in, I'm going in for just effect, and try to get him with some breaking balls off the plate.
Now one is chopped to short. Caballero. And the Rays go down in order. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to the second. Cody Bellinger leads off the second. Let's check out one of today's player props, brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Cody hitting 1 or more home runs is plus 500. Bellinger, one of the Yankee All-Stars, but boy, is he slumping. Last 16 games, amazingly, just hitting 121, 7 for 58. He's always been a pretty streaky hitter, but this is to the extreme right now. And when you look at the way the Yankees are playing defense, starters have taken a little bit of a step back, and all of your big hitters are really struggling hard to win games.
Yeah, they're 30th runs scored in those 15 games, 26th runs given up, and they're last in defense. That's a bad combination. But you always got a chance to turn around in this game, and that's what I love about this game. You get to do it every night.
2-2 on Bellinger. It'll be Bellinger, Dominguez, and Jazz Chisholm. And that one is tipped into the glove of Fortes, and Bellinger down on strikes. Check out the Mohegan Sun team scouting report. Right now the Rays are top the American League East, 52-35 Yankees, 5 back in the loss column, 4 back in the standings. Blue Jays just had a rough weekend, then the Orioles and the Red Sox, but all within spitting distance of a wild card, the bottom 3. And there's a strike to Dominguez. So Griffin Jack's attacking the strike zone. His high pitch count for the year in 12 starts has been 88. Oh, and 2.
Yeah, there's that really good curveball that he has. It doesn't have a ton of depth, but it's really late and sharp, and you see hitters swing over it, the top of it a lot. You see that? I mean, that's just a good, hard breaking ball.
Swing and a miss on the change. 3rd strikeout for Jacks.
Griffin Jackson was supposed to pitch yesterday. They moved him back, and it looks like the extra day has helped him a little bit, as he is extremely sharp so far tonight. You see the great side movement on his changeup. Not a ton of depth, but a ton of side movement. Ran right off the plate.
So here's Jazz Chisholm. Now Jazz yesterday, rounding first on a single, jammed his toe. It's a toe that he's had problems with before, but they took x-rays and didn't show anything, and he's in the lineup today. He's got a guard over it. Wall shades up the middle for the lefty swinging Chisholm. And the 31-year-old Jacks deals. It was a strike. He is a graduate of the Air Force Academy, and he pitched for Team USA in the WBC. And he said it was, quote, the quickest yes I've ever said in my life. 2 down here in the 2nd. And he strikes out the side. 4 strikeouts in 2 innings for Jacks. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Kyle. And he was with Klay Thompson at the stadium on July 4th. Klay Thompson at the stadium, nice. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride. Mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. Everybody wants to be part of Pinstripe Pride. Here's Cedric Mullins. So Mullins, through his first 66 games, was hitting 198. Last 10 games, he's hitting 300 with 4 home runs in the last 8 games.
Yeah, and his improvement has come on the fastball, Michael. He started to catch up to the fastball better. And it really started in May, where he hit 260. You're right, March and April, he really struggled. 261 in June. He's been pretty good in July, and he's also starting to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And I talked about Caminero, you're going to pitch around him, so somebody has to step up. He's hit 4 home runs in his last 8 games, so he's been pretty good.
Also playing better in center field. Seemed like he lost some of that skill over the last couple of years, but he's starting to get a little bit better out there. A rare free agent signing for the Rays, 1 year, $7 million. I'll tell you what, Schlittler seems motivated and angry. He's at 99 and 100 today.
Yeah. And they're going to need that. They're going to need to shut this lineup down because Tampa's pitching is really, really good. Griffin Jacks looks like his stuff is really, really good tonight, and he's going to have to match him.
So here's Johnny DeLuca.
Love that, Michael. An early breaking ball where you don't show your fastball right away, because teams are going to see him over and over and over. The Rays have seen him once already this year, and they're going to get more familiar with what his pitches do, so he's going to have to mix more. Boy, that glove's really popping, isn't it?
Hear it all the way up here. Now, with the fastball against Detroit, Joe, the Tigers were 7 for 17 against his fastball.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen off of Cam, but they were obviously ready for it and prepared for it.
And guys, you're talking about him incorporating that breaking ball here early. I spoke to Matt Blake prior to this one to ask what he was working with Cam on, and he said for the most part it was business as usual, but that's one pitch that he'd like him to incorporate a little bit more. You mentioned what Detroit did against that fastball. Matt Blake said he needs to be a little bit more unpredictable. Now, it's kind of a double-edged sword, Joe, because he's certainly shown that through the league a lot of teams can't touch his fastball mix, so you don't want to throw the breaking ball too early and kind of let them off the hook, but you also need to incorporate it to try to keep batters honest.
Yeah, I think you need to put it in their back of their mind that he might flip one up there early in the count for a free strike.
Popped up, shallow right field, coming on Dominguez. It's going to drop. Fielded out there by Goldschmidt, and it's a bloop single for DeLuca. Take a look at Schlittler's last start, the pitches. StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, you see the home runs there. They're all up, and those are pitches a lot of times people will swing through. 2 of them are down, but he gave up some hard hit balls, and that's not something that you're used to seeing from Cam Schlittler. Now you got to worry about DeLuca running 9 for 12 in stolen bases. This is a team that tries to create runs. Chandler Simpson does not strike out. He's had success off of Cam. He's 3 for 9 in his career.
What's interesting is Tampa Bay has 84 stolen bases, but they've been caught 34 times, the most in the majors. And you can run against Tampa Bay, incidentally. When the Yankees get on, they'll be doing that. Fortes behind the plate. Throws out runners at a 17.7% clip.
Yeah, you're talking about they've been thrown out 29% of the time, which is 22nd in baseball. It's not good. They do make some outs on the bases, as Aaron Boone talked about in the pregame. That's a great pitch to Chandler Simpson, because you want him to either hit the ball in the air or you want him to pull it, because when he hits it the other way, he is so fast. He gets down the line as quick as anyone in the game. It's hard to throw him out.
0-2. Now you want him on base if you're the Rays. Since May, his on-base percentage is .294. He's gotten hot again of late. His last 8 games, hitting 11 for 30. Chopped slowly, grabbed there by McMahon. There's one, that's all they'll get. As DeLuca is forced 5-4. So you trade DeLuca's 9 stolen bases for Simpson's 21.
It's a pretty good play. Cut it off. They were working on this today early in practice. They're double play balls. And this is what he can do, because he can fly, and he takes the short route. But Simpson, you talked about, he's got 21 stolen bases. He's been thrown out 11 times, which is mind-boggling to me with the speed that he has. He obviously does not get good jumps.
And they kind of shut him down, Tampa Bay did, because he did not have a stolen base from May 13th to June 19th. When the Yankees got swept here in April, a big part of that was Chandler Simpson and the dynamic he brings to the game.
Well, he changes your whole defense. The one game he came in the middle of the game, the end of the game, and changed the whole game. And they won. They came back from behind and won.
Oh, strike.
And Cam has the ability to be really, really quick to home. He has to make sure they just don't time him, that he changes his hold a little bit so they don't leave early. And if you do that, you give Austin Wells a great chance of throwing him out.
That one is chopped to short. Caballero will flip to Jazz. They get the force, and that'll do it. No runs a hit. Now 1 man left. We go to the third. The Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at Genesis.com. By the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. And by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Feels so right, they almost feel wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. Traffic moving smoothly. And here in St. Pete, nothing as we go to the third. Griffin Jax has retired the first 6 Yankees. Bottom of the order, starting with Caballero. There's a strike.
It's interesting what Griffin Jax has done, because if you look at his numbers, 0-0 hitters are hitting 379. 1-0, 444, both of them with 1,000 OPS at least. He's throwing a lot of early breaking balls to come scouting report, so they've been aggressive first pitch.
Ground ball, Walls. 1 away. Now Jax was traded at the deadline last year from the Twins for Taj Bradley. And he put in a late trade request toward the end of what was Minnesota's fire sale, when Carlos Correa talked to him and said that he's going to waive his no-trade clause if he'd be going back to Houston. So Jack said, well, if Correa is going to go, then I want out too. And Tampa Bay made the deal.
And if I'm not mistaken, Michael, he was a local kid, and the Twins fans weren't very happy because...
Well, he's from Denver. I think you're thinking about the other relief pitcher.
Oh, Varland.
Yeah, Varland, Louis Varland. They were really upset at that.
Those were 2 really good relievers they had.
And that's going to be challenged, presented by T-Mobile. Let's take a look. So they lose that challenge. Now, Meredith, you spoke to Kevin Cash about Griffin Jax, right?
Said it's probably not talked about enough, the job he has done transitioning in the middle of the season from reliever to starter. As far as Jax's part is concerned, he said it's something that's been brought up to him multiple times, and he just didn't want to wonder, what if I could have been a successful starter. So he decided to go along with the Rays' plan to become a starter, and they feel like he's done a tremendous job. But a lot of the credit goes to, according to Kevin Cash, their pitching coach Kyle Snyder, who he said is the best in the game. He said he gets guys to believe out there, have confidence, and that's part of it.
Foul back.
You know, when he was first called up, he was a starter in 2021 and really struggled. So they put him in the bullpen in Minnesota, and from 22 to 25 to the All-Star break, he was pretty dominant. I mean, he was really good. He was really sought after. And then it kind of fell apart when he came down here as a reliever. They moved him to a starter, and now he's a great starter. Doesn't make any sense.
And they were projecting him as a closer, too.
Yes.
But he's done a great job starting games. He's improved his velocity. His goal is hitting 100 miles an hour. His career high 98.9. And he catches McMahon looking. 5th strikeout of the game for Jax.
His front hip sinker has been outstanding tonight. Starting it in, and then it runs back across the plate. And the hitters have given up on it a number of times, and he's gotten strikeouts on that and his changeup.
So here's Austin Wells. 1-0. Ripped to right field. DeLuca will make the play. And the Yankees down in order for the third straight inning.
It's now.
Welcome back to Tropicana Field. The Yankees will be well represented in Philadelphia for the All-Star game. They have 4 guys that are going: Aaron Judge, Cody Bellinger, and 2 newcomers in Ben Rice and the guy on the mound right now in Cam Schlittler. Now, when I spoke to Cam Schlittler about 2 weeks ago to ask him about the possibility of going to the All-Star game, he said, look, it hadn't been something that I had planned on. I had planned to go to the Jersey Shore, hang out with some of my friends, just relax a little bit over the break, but the way he is pitching, well, they had other plans for him. Now, he was asked whether or not he wants to start that game, if he wants to pitch in that game, and obviously the schedule is going to play a major role in whether or not that is possible. But for him, he said to be able to share that experience with his teammates, with another Massachusetts guy like Ben Rice, is going to be an extremely fun time, guys.
Now, Meredith, I'm sure you told him Philly is very close to the Jersey Shore, so he can do both.
Michael, I mapped it out for him. I have done that drive many of times, as you can imagine.
Richie Palacios leads off against the All-Star. And the first pitch upstairs. 1-0. That's 0-0. Bottom of the third inning. Yankees and the Rays. First game of a 4-game series between these two teams. Ground ball first base. Goldschmidt flips to Schlittler. 1 away.
Both pitchers have been very, very sharp so far tonight, throwing the baseball where they want, getting ground balls, strikeouts. Taylor Walls, though, Michael, you talked about 10 defensive runs saved, top 10 in all of baseball. He's really swung the bat a lot better left-handed, not so much right-handed, but left-handed. He's hit a lot of line drives. He's pulled the baseball, and he's a pest on the bases.
This year against the Yankees, he's given them trouble 5 for 15, and he seems to get on against them. Little rollers, something that'll find a hole. He's always been just an extraordinary defensive player. And if he can get to a smidge under league average, oh, what a player he'd be for them. But he could field with anybody when it comes to shortstop.
His fastball seems to have that little extra hop tonight. As you know, a lot of times you see guys swing under the fastball when it's up, but not necessarily down so much. But we just saw it there from Taylor Walls.
One and two. Ground ball, second base. Chisholm will get Taylor Walls 2 away. MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network's 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week. Plus, live radio broadcast of every game. Game Day 3D, Big Inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. Back to the top of the order, and Yandy Diaz. He grounded back to Schlittler in the first inning. And he is really tough here at Tropicana Field. Hitting .378. And that's the highest average at home except for one batter, and that's Josh Young of the Texas Rangers, who's .381 while playing in Arlington. And that one is looped right to Chisholm. And the Rays go down in order against Schlittler. We go to the fourth inning, 0-0. Well, fans, when you get Gotham, You get live games and exclusive Yankees content. Download the Gotham Sports app to stream highlights, player interviews, podcasts, original series, and so much more. And it's all free to access with an eligible TV subscription, so sign in today. Trent Grisham will lead off the fourth inning, 9 up, 9 down for the Yankees against Griffin Jacks. First pitch of the game, Grisham grounded out the first.
I know we've talked a lot about the struggles of this offense, but he's actually been pretty good since he's come off the IL. He's now 3 for 10. He's got a home run, hit a home run the first day, July 3rd. And he was hot before he went on the IL, so he has really picked it up.
That one just missed. So a 3-0 count. Yankees looking for their first base runner. And a strike.
Trent's got to sell out for a fastball and try to hit a ball in the seats here. And if you don't get it, you take it. You live for the next pitch.
And a nice play by Aranda. And he flips to Jacks. Took a base hit away from Grisham.
Yeah, he gets a good fastball to hit, and he hits it hard. He just doesn't really get it airborne. He tops it a little bit. And a really good scoop by Aranda. A pick here. A backhand. Knows he's got time because it's hit so hard. Makes an accurate flip to Jacks, who's very athletic. Gets over there pretty easy.
Rice struck out looking in the first inning.
And they went right back to the pitch they struck him out on. They're trying to front hip him with the fastball. And then they're throwing him the backdoor breaking balls.
One and two on Rice.
You would hope the second time through the at-bats would get better. Coming into today, they had only seen him 44 times, 44 plate appearances against him, and that's not a whole lot for a team.
Swing and a miss. Rice down on strikes. That's the sixth strikeout for Jacks.
Call that the invisible, Michael. You think you're right on it, you think you're right on it, and you end up swinging underneath it, and that's why he misses it. You think, God, I'm on time. It's right where I want to swing, and you're underneath it because of the carry on the four-seamer.
Quickly 0-2. Goldschmidt grounded to short in the first. He's 0 for his last 23. That one just missed.
You know what's interesting about Griffin Jacks? We talked about how he was a reliever for a long time, and you just see this sweeper just off the plate. Good eye by Goldschmidt. But he only has one windup. He stays in the stretch the whole time. Keeps it simple. Didn't try to incorporate a new windup to be a starter, and it's been really effective for him.
The entire infield of the Rays walking to their left. They thought that was strike 3.
I think Griffin Jacks thought he had strike 3 here, and it's just a little bit low as he's kind of hopping going towards the mound. That's a good catch, Michael.
Yankees looking for their first base runner as Goldschmidt has worked the count full. Three, 2. They had to get out of the way in the Yankee dugout.
That's what happens when you swing at a pitch that's 3 inches inside.
Swing and a miss on the change. 7 strikeout. Jacks has been perfect through 4. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's check out tonight's injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. Max Fried, 36 pitches in a 2-inning simulated game yesterday. He's going to throw again later this week. Boy, could they use him.
Did they talk about, is he going to go 3 innings in like 50? They didn't say anything.
Didn't get specifics. Foul back as we start the bottom of the 4th. Jonathan Aranda at the plate. Coors Banquet, start your legacy. And Aranda, last 17 games has been hot. 5 extra base hits, 10 ribbies, OPS of 924, while hitting .344. Now, Joe, I wouldn't say you're superstitious, but I'd say you're a little stitious.
Yes.
So you believe in reverse jinx, so let me just get it out of the way.
Say
Griffin
it.
Jacks is pitching
Say
a perfect game.
Yeah, I want to say perfect game, perfect game, perfect game.
Now, we were talking about this off the air. You know, Yuri Perez of the Marlins had a 7-inning perfect game, and he's recently off the IL. That's got to be such a hard decision to take him out.
Michael, those are the worst decisions you have to make as a manager, taking people out of games like those.
And that one is tipped into the glove. It was his 2nd start coming off the IL, and Marlins have played very, very well in June, so they don't want to ruin this guy.
No, they can't, and he's protecting him from himself, and it's so hard because people want to see it, but people don't want to see a young man get hurt.
Right.
Was it Santana? He was never the same.
Yep.
Never the same, and it happens.
And Terry Collins still
Dallas
agonizes
Braden.
over it.
Dallas Braden, never the same.
Caminero takes a strike from Schlittler.
You know, interesting, since Caminero changed his stance before June 20th, his left foot, his toe was where his instep is in his right foot. He opened up more, moved off the plate because teams were starting to try to pound him in. He feels that he sees the ball better and it allows him to clear his hands. And man, is he taking off. I mean, you talked about 11 home runs in 12 games. Hit a home run 6 days in a row, the youngest player ever to do that. Took over for Ken Griffey Jr.
The thing that has really caught people's attention, Joe, his walk rate last year was 6.3. This year it's 12.9. At that age, you usually don't all of a sudden get selective, but he's done that, and patient. See what he's done the last 12 games, just magical numbers. And I was talking to Buster Olney today, and he said that he was speaking to Albert Pujols, who texts Caminero every day. Just said, be selective. He just texts him every day, be selective. And so far, he's doing just that.
Yeah, and it's working, too, because he's extremely, extremely dangerous. I like it. Even if you don't land it, it changes speeds. It changes his eye level. He had to look down opposed to looking up for that fastball. So important that you mix that pitch in.
Amazingly, Caminero started out in the Tampa Bay, in the Cleveland organization. Was traded to Tampa Bay November of 2021 after his first pro season for Tobias Myers. High pop-up, heading toward the roof. And it misses the roof and lands foul. So Cleveland's a pretty heady organization. It's a pretty big mistake.
Yeah, but you think he just turned 23 yesterday. So in 2021, you're talking 5 years ago.
Yep.
He was just 18. Sometimes it's really hard to project.
He said he wasn't a huge prospect. He said, I'm actually a late bloomer. Popped up, shallow center, backing up Jazz, makes the play for the second out.
He got his front side to be a little quick there, and I think it was because of maybe the fastball that he threw him in. He was trying to cheat and get to it, and he didn't get to it, and he popped it up. A lot of times when that front side opens up, the barrel lags, it gets underneath the ball, and you hit weak pop-ups to the opposite field or center field.
Here's Cedric Mullins. Got to send out birthday wishes, Joe, to Willie Randolph.
Willow.
Happy birthday, Willie. One of my favorite people that I've ever met in baseball.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I always tell the story. He threw my BP when I was a player, and I just loved it. And we had battles. And the thing about Willie was, you had 15 minutes a group.
Right.
Willie knew how to really shorten the group. He would take 4 minutes to set up the screen. He had a little sinker, and we would play games at the end. And it was so much fun with Willie.
And, of course, he told you to slide on that triple in the World Series.
Yes, he did.
6-time world champion, 2 as a player, 4 as a coach, 5-time All-Star, Yankee captain, Yankee coach. Happy birthday, Willie. Hope you're enjoying the evening with your family. I know he's watching the game.
He threw a backdoor cutter on the 1-1 pitch. That might have been the first cutter he's thrown all night. He's really went heavy with the four-seamer against this Rays team.
3-1. 3-2. The only blemish on Schlittler's 3 2/3 innings, a little bloop single to right field by DeLuca.
Yeah.
He's been just as dominating as Griffin Jacks. Swing and a miss. And a 1-2-3 inning for Schlittler. That's Willie as a youngster, a lot younger than he is today. But he's got that plaque out in Monument Park. He is part of forever. Happy birthday. All right, we go to the 5th inning. Cody Bellinger leads off against Griffin Jacks. Yankees looking for their first base runner. Bellinger struck out in the 2nd. Jacks has 7 strikeouts in 4 innings. And as a starter, sporting a 2.45 ERA. This is his 13th start.
So it makes me wonder if, for a pitcher like Griffin Jacks, when he first came up, I'm sure he didn't have 6 pitches. And out of the bullpen trying to throw 6 pitches, it had to be tough at times. And trying to figure out what you had every night. As he went along, he probably developed different pitch shapes, different pitches. And then he started to really struggle as a reliever. But it's worked really well as a starter because you can mix them in during different times. The 2nd time through, the 3rd time through.
Did he go? Yes, he did. 8th strikeout for Jacks.
Yeah, this sweeper has a ton of side movement. He's trying to start it probably off the plate and come to the inside corner, but he started it on the plate, and it dove really hard at Cody's back foot, and he couldn't hold up. He's usually pretty good at fouling pitches off, tough pitches like that, but that one just had too much movement.
A valiant try by Cody, but, I mean, he went around.
Oh, yeah. And if he hits it, it's off one of his feet. One of them.
1-1 on Dominguez. He struck out in the second.
You see how Fortes is moving a little bit more than a lot of times you see catchers move that, you know, go to the one knee. He's moving off on the changeup. He's moving in on the sinker into lefties.
Yeah, you talk to people around baseball, and you know the Rays will go for it. You know they're in first place right now, but they feel they need an upgraded catcher. Catching has not been great for them. Fortes not great at framing or anything like that and throwing out base runners.
But I think sometimes people underestimate how hard it is to incorporate a catcher in the middle of the season and to get all the pitchers comfortable with, you know, that certain catcher. It's really hard to do. And they're sure winning a lot of games with those two back there.
Yep. Three-two. And there, the Yankees have a base runner. Joe, the perfect game is over. Check out the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay on Griffin Jax.
Yeah, his stuff has been outstanding. You see the four-seamer that's up in the zone that has carry, the good changeup that he's thrown to right-handers and left-handers. And boy, did that sweeper dive in on Cody Bellinger. 8 strikeouts in the 5th inning.
Pitch outside to Jazz.
Fortes has thrown out 11 out of 62 base runners, is about 17.7%. You see the quick move by Jax. Accurate throw. Jax has given up 4 stolen bases in 6 attempts. I think the Yankees have to try to do something to create a run here, put some pressure on Tampa.
Fortes has allowed 51 stolen bases, the most of any catcher in baseball.
And that would have been a good pitch to run on because Jax was slow to home. He went with the bigger leg kick. And I would think that being behind 2-0, he would do it again. A good pitch for Dominguez to run on.
And a strike. Do him a changeup. Three and one.
You can see Fortes a little fidgety back there. He started to get up to throw and then went back down to block the ball because he probably didn't hear anything from their bench that he was going. You try to scream as loud as you can so the catcher can hear because he can't see if he's going because there's a left-handed hitter.
Two straight walks. After the Yankees don't have a base runner through 4 1/3, now they're first and second with 1 man out. And here comes Kyle Snyder, the pitching coach. So that'll bring up Caballero, first and second, 1 man out. Well-respected pitching coach Kyle Snyder. Griffin Jax gives him a lot of credit for how effective he's been as a starter.
He has been here a long time. He's done a good job with. They don't go out and get any high-priced free agents. They have to develop their pitchers, and he's done an excellent job.
So here's the former Ray, Jose Caballero. They know him very, very well. Dominguez at second, Chisholm's at first. Good speed on the bags for the Yanks. Strike on the outside corner, and that's challenged by Caballero.
I think it had enough plate. I'm not sure, though, if it was high enough.
Just high enough.
Pitch strike. The Euro has 1 more remaining.
All right, so both teams have just one challenge remaining. Runners lead. We're in the fifth. 0-0. Check the swing.
Yeah, really good job of holding up on this sweeper. It was a pretty good pitch. Threw the backdoor sinker to him. The ball coming into him, and that one was going away.
Well, he suddenly lost the plate. 2 walks, and now 2-1 on Caballero.
Thing is, if he hangs the breaking ball, that's the pitch that Caballero seems to double down the left field line. Hit it over the third baseman's head. Here we go with the engagements, Michael. He's been engaged a lot.
Caballero admits that if you're not on his team, he annoys you. And he said if you could get a pitcher annoyed just a little bit, then you have an advantage.
I agree. And the other thing, that he controls the tempo of the game instead of letting the pitcher control the tempo of the game. And I'm starting to see some other guys around the league do it. I think it's really smart. I hope they don't take it away from him.
2-2. Driven down the right field line, giving chase DeLuca, but it's foul.
You know, and I say that because, you know, they might think it delays the game because so many times you have to tell the pitcher to engage. But pitchers try to use the rule to their advantage by holding the ball. And he's trying to use the rule to his advantage by dictating the pace.
Fly ball, left field and deep. Simpson back on the track at the wall. See ya! A huge 3-run home run by Caballero. And the Yankees lead 3-0.
Just a huge hit for Caballero. His 9th home run of the year. His 32nd RBI. His first hit ever against Griffin Jackson. And it looks like it's either a sinker middle in or a changeup middle in. But he got the barrel to it. He pulled his hands in. Just a big 3-run homer.
Enormous. Pitch up and away.
Here's the pitch right here, Michael. It looks like it's a sinker in, middle in, and he doesn't get it up on him enough, and he's able to drop the head of the bat on the ball for a huge 3-run homer. Oh, and he knew it. Watch this bat flip, Michael. Oh, and that can be annoying to another team, as we've seen in the past. But he's just playing the game with a lot of emotion.
1-2 on McMahon.
Yeah, that's a changeup, 90. And the thing about that changeup, when it's down and in, he does throw a sinker there that's up to 95. You're speeding up the bat, and it's running into the barrel. You want to get it away from him if you can.
2-2. There goes the arrow out of the quiver, and boom.
Fernando Rodney did that a lot here when he would close out a game, if you remember, Michael.
Swing and a miss. McMahon down on strikes. 9th strikeout for Jax.
Pitchers walk such a fine line to me. Right? He was just mowing them down. And all of a sudden,
reverse drinks that work.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, think that.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he lost the strike zone a little bit. And he got in a tough at bat, and he's down 3-0. He was as dominant as you could be.
Wells swings and misses.
He had a good at bat the last time. He lined out hard to the right fielder.
The former Ray comes back and hurts them big time with a 3-run home run. Yankee offense has been dormant. The Yankee team has been dormant. And he might have awakened them with one swing.
Michael, the Rays are 4-1 against the Yankees. This is the 6th game. That is the 6th RBI for Caballero against his old foes.
Swing and a miss. 10th strikeout in 5 innings for Jax. But one swing will change the whole complexion of this game. You see the Yankees react. A 3-run shot into the St. Pete night. Yankees lead 3-0. Well, the New York Yankee Foundation's 50-50 raffle is now open. The next 50-50 raffle has a guaranteed starting jackpot of $50,000. One lucky fan will take home half the pot. The other half benefits the Yankees Foundation. Buy your tickets now at Yankees.com/5050. And the Yankees have given Cam Slittler a 3-0 lead. Johnny DeLuca leads off. And there's a ground ball. Fielded cleanly by McMahon. One pitch, one down.
You got to love that, getting the first out of an inning where you want to have a shutdown inning. The importance against the Rays. You see the Rays getting someone up in their bullpen. Cole Sulser, who's kind of a long inning, multiple inning guy.
And here's Chandler Simpson. Reached on a fielder's choice last time up. And a strike. So far, seems like Schlittler's come to play. Did not like the way, in his words, the Tigers kicked his teeth in his last start. And he is locked in so far.
Yeah, the infield defense has to play in so far on the corners because you have to make sure if he lays one down. He was out early working on bunting again today, that you can get in. But with 2 strikes, you can back up. As an infielder, if he hits it slow, you have to be extremely aggressive to come get it.
The 0-2. Chopped slowly, third base. Trying to barehand it, couldn't. And Chandler Simpson will reach. That's what he's about. That's how he gets on base.
It's the speed, and he's able to top this high fastball. He does a good job of getting on top of it. And he doesn't strike out much. And he really understands who he is because he hits the ball on the ground about 65% of the time. He knows when he hits fly balls, he's usually out. He hits it on the ground, he's got a chance to beat it out. I think McMahon did everything he could. I don't even know if he comes up with it. He gets him, but that's what speed does.
Scored a hit, second base hit against Schlittler. Here's Fortes. One and 0.
Fortes is another guy that has high in-zone contact. They like to hit and run with him. But I would think down 3-0, they may not try to do it. In this situation, if he goes, it would just be a straight steal.
And that one's chopped to second base. Simpson was going, so he'll go to second easily. 2 away.
And the thing about hitting and running with 1 out is, yeah, you might get him over, but there's 2 outs, and you may make a guy chase a bad pitch. With nobody out, I really like it. But Fortes is really good at putting the ball in play and hitting it the other way. Kevin Cash does a really good job of knowing the pieces that he has and who he can hit and run with and who he can bunt with and safety squeeze.
The Rays offense is kind of middle of the road. They score 4.55 runs per game. That's 15th in baseball out of 30 teams. Batting average of .259. That's third behind the Dodgers and Pirates. On base percentage .337. That's fifth. But they don't slug, and they have 84 home runs, tied for 26th.
And you know what? They've hit a lot of home runs lately just because of Caminero. I mean, they've hit like 20 in the last 10 games. They're usually hitting about 1 a game. Lately, it's been 2.
1-1 on Palacios.
There's been another guy that's been a little bit of a thorn in the side of the Yankees, is Taylor Walls. This is a big out to get right here.
Palacios, 29 years old. He's from Brooklyn. He attended Berkeley Carroll in Brooklyn. 5th big league season. His uncle Ray played 3 seasons with the Royals from '89 to '90. One-two. Line to left field. Coming on is Bellinger. He'll at the plate on a hop. Simpson scores easily. Throw comes into second. A base hit for Palacios. Tampa Bay's on the board. It's 3-1 Yanks.
Yeah, he does a good job of getting on top of this fastball, and he doesn't hit it extremely hard because it's up in the zone. He's able to get it in the air and to drop it just in front of Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger makes a really, really good decision not coming home here, because if you come home, you're going to allow Palacio to get to second. You're not going to get Simpson with that speed. Just give him the run, but keep the force out in play and don't put another runner in scoring position. And he will run too. He's 8 for 13.
Taylor Walls takes outside, 1-0. So both teams touch up the scoreboard here in the 5th. The 3-run home run by Caballero. And now an RBI single by Palacios for the Rays. Check swing, slow roller. It's a foul ball.
Boy, that would have been frustrating, because you talked about some of the hits that he gets against the Yankees.
Little excuse me's.
Sometimes I think these players are undervalued because the numbers don't jump off the board offensively. But you talked about what he does defensively, Michael, the different things he can do with the bat. He can hit and run, he can bunt. He plays a role on this team.
You certainly don't want to lose him and have Diaz come up with 2 runners on. Palacios leads off first, held by Goldschmidt. Swings right through. Wells faked the throw to first. Swing and a miss. Got it right by him at 98 miles an hour. Rays 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 left. We go to the 6th.
Joe.
Thank you, Bob. We go around the majors. Yordan Alvarez, 2nd career walk-off home run on July 4th. First player all time. How did they figure that out? Yuri Perez, we talked about this. And Christopher Sanchez has had a good year, but 9 runs allowed against the Royals. A career high. Cole Sulser takes over for Griffin Jacks.
Yeah, relies heavily on his changeup. The Yankees have seen him an inning and a third. They've gotten 3 runs off him this year. Not overpowering. Touch 93.
Grisham steps out. He was 0 for 2 against Jacks. Now 2-2, top of the order. Grisham, Rice, and Goldschmidt. Yankees lead 3-1. Big 3-run home run by Caballero. That's their only hit. 2 walks and then the home run. Foul back.
And it's important that the Yankees add on here and they get some guys feeling better about themselves offensively. The strength of their pitching is their rotation, where their rotation is first in the AL in ERA, but their bullpen is 11th.
Hit sharply and right at Aranda. 1 away.
He's got to try somebody else. He's got a 3-1, a 3-1, and an L3. To me, that's a good sign, though, that he's pulling the ball with authority, because that's something he hasn't done as much this year as he did last year. And that leads to home runs, Michael.
There's Ben Rice, 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts against Jacks. There's a strike. Left field, going back, Simpson on the track makes the play.
When you're struggling as an offense, you look up and you hit 2 balls pretty hard, you got nothing to show for it. Could have had a couple doubles there if it's in the gap. The one Grisham gets by the first baseman.
There's Goldschmidt, 0 for 2 and 0 for his last 24. Salsa started out well this year. First 16 games, 2.61. Last 16 games, a 10.13 ERA. 36 years old, 8th big league season. Drilled deep to left field, and that ball is foul. Looked like it was over the pole, but on the left side.
Yeah, the hitter usually tells you. He knows. If not, he's standing and looking at it from home plate and not walking towards the dugout.
2-2. Three and 2. Strike 3, and Goldschmidt down looking. So the Yankees go down in order. Still just 1 hit, but a big one at that, and it's given them the 3-1 lead. It's time to name that Yankee. 4 World Series titles, 1,925 hits, 339 home runs. A Yankee from 96 to 2001. Ended with the Yankees. Started with the Mariners. I know this. I think Joe knows this too.
I may have to think about that one.
3-1, Yankees lead top of the Raise order, starting with Yandy Diaz. And a strike from Cam Schlittler.
I think something interesting to watch during this series is Yandy Diaz 8 days ago left early because of a left shoulder issue. Since then, he is 2 for 22. They've given him some days off, but he was leading the league in hitting coming into tonight at 321.
1 point ahead of Yordan Alvarez,
who's tiptoeing around the Triple Crown.
Diaz, Aranda, and Caminero. Here in the 6th against Schlittler. Two and two. Another foul ball. Now, Joe mentioned Tampa Bay's taken 4 or 5 from the Yankees this year. All 5 games decided by 1 or 2 runs. This one's 3-1. Swing and a miss. Diaz down on strikes.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do because he is a guy that does not strike out much. Got him with a fastball up and away.
And that's Schlittler's 6th strikeout, 6 Yankee strikeout, brought to you by your local Tri-State Audi dealers.
Yeah, that's a beautiful pitch, 100 miles an hour up and away.
There's Jonathan Aranda. He struck out twice, so 2 of those 6, 0-1.
And this is a club from 96 to 99 is 5th in average and 7th best at not striking out. Would you say this is the best fastball you've seen him have this year?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, consistently.
With life, too.
Yes.
And there goes another strikeout on 99. 7 strikeouts.
It seems that it's been more consistent, 98, 99, 100. And a little movement, a 4-seamer that had a little arm side run, but he's underneath it, not catching up to it. And that's been the downfall of Aranda tonight. 3 strikeouts. All swinging, though. It's not looking.
Here's Junior Caminero. Driven down the right field line, slicing foul.
Cam was a little lucky there that he picked up that curveball late, because if he would have been on time, that would have been a good pitch for him to hit his 12th homer in 13 games. You could see he stops and then he starts again, and by that time he's a little late. He didn't recognize the pitch out of the hand. He thought it was a fastball. He had to slow himself down, and then he ended up jamming himself.
The 0-1. Dribbled slowly, third base line. It will kick foul. Would have been a hit if it stayed fair. Battle of All-Stars. Schlittler against Caminero. Brian Baker, Caminero, Diaz, and Drew Rasmussen all going to Philadelphia for the American League All-Stars.
Think about how that worked. Griffin Jax was supposed to be the closer when they traded for him last year. He kind of struggled in the bullpen second half of last year. In the beginning, moved Brian Baker into the closer. He's 23 for 26 and going to the All-Star game.
Jimenez giving everybody some time here. I wonder if somebody got hit.
It looked like a corner of the plate in front maybe came up the dirt. and he was doing a little yard work like Jazz was doing with the camera in Detroit. Spike will sometimes catch it, you're running by and kick it up, and then there's a little gap between the dirt and home plate.
Popped up. McMahon will make the play, and the Rays go down in order against Schlittler. Tomorrow on Yes, the Yankees play the second of 4 against the first place Rays. Extended coverage starts at 4:30 with 2 full hours of pregame leading up to first pitch shortly after 6:30. It's on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Ford scoreboard as we go to the 7th, 3-1 Yankees, and Casey Legumina takes over and will face Cody Bellinger.
Low arm angle, 18 degrees. And they have a number of these guys. They have like 3 guys that throw considerably sidearm. And interesting enough, he's been better against lefties than righties. And you would think that lefties would see him better, but it has not been the situation this year.
He gave up a walk-off home run to Alvarez Saturday. We showed you that earlier when we went around the majors. And the Yankees should thank the Astros because the Astros actually slowed down the Rays. They took 2 out of 3 over the weekend.
Lefties only hitting 172, righties hitting 373.
Three and 1 on Bellinger, who struck out twice. 11 Yankees have struck out over 6 innings. Three and 2. Bellinger's always been somewhat of a streaky hitter throughout his career, but this is a tough streak he's going through right now. Fly ball left field. Simpson for the out.
Yeah, and it becomes glaring when other guys are struggling, like Ben Rice and Goldie and Chisholm, and even Caballero was struggling before that big hit that he had tonight. So it's been almost the whole team.
Yeah, before that home run, Joe, he was 7 for 47. That's under 150. But Caballero, with one swing, made himself feel better.
No, he hit it and he missed it. So you're going to watch. Dominguez tapped his hat, and the umpire was looking down, and it was quick enough, and he did not see it. And that should be replayed.
And Boone is talking with the crew chief, Doug Eddings.
Watch, he taps his hat right away here, and the umpire's looking down.
How does he not see that?
I don't know.
And now Eddings was heading back to second. Now he goes back.
And I think that should be something you can replay.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's not. I mean, he clearly tapped his helmet quickly. I don't know how you could tap it any quicker than this, and he would have won that challenge. 1-1. Dominguez started that Yankee 3-run rally with a walk. And that was the first base runner against Griffin Jax. Then Jax walked Jazz and gave up the 3-run home run to Caballero. Yankees lead 3-1. We're in the 7th. And that's the Yankees' only hit, by the way. And down goes Dominguez.
Yeah, I give him credit for keeping his cool, because I'm not sure I would have kept my cool there, Michael. You think Paul would have kept his cool?
No. No. All I could tell you, Joe, is there was a pizza incident back at the stadium. He didn't keep his cool there. And he pushes a bunt, foul ball.
I don't mind a guy with 2 outs bunting that can steal a base, because you can instantly get yourself in scoring position. So I think that's a pretty good idea by Jazz if you're struggling swinging the bat.
And he is 5 for his last 30. So now the count 0-2.
Here's something interesting about Jazz. His average exit velo is up this year, but his barrels are way down. So it's the inconsistency of him barreling up the ball that's been the problem.
13th Yankee strikeout as they go down in order. Time for the 7th inning stretch.
With you, as last time out, Cam Schlittler said he got punched in the mouth. Well, he's punching back tonight.
Yeah, guess who's back? Back again. It's Cam Schlittler, Bob, going back to the pitcher that he was before Detroit punched him in the mouth and hit those 4 home runs. And he's using the same formula. He's thrown 76 pitches. He's only thrown 6 curveballs. He's shown it a little bit, but the 4-seam fastball has been his best pitch by far.
Effective stuff. We'll see what happens from here. Michael and Joe, take it away. We'll see you on the postgame.
Well, thank you, Bob and Jack. Yankees have just that 1 hit, Caballero's home run. Tampa Bay's managed 3 against Schlittler, who struck out 7, has not walked a batter. Griffin Jacks was good till that 3-run home run. That's where we stand as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Ford scoreboard, 3-1 Yanks. Cedric Mullins will lead off. High fly ball, right field. Dominguez is there. Dominguez for out number 1. Let's take a look at all 7 of Schlittler's strikeouts.
Well, that 4-seamer has been dominant. You're going to see it there against Aranda, then against Cedric Mullins. Aranda again. Cedric again. The one to Walls last inning gets Yandy Diaz on a great one up and away, and he gets Aranda for the 3rd time. So his 4-seamer has been dominant tonight. He's only at 77 pitches. Boy, it'd be great to be able to get him through 8 innings and just turn it over to Bednar to start this series, where not much of your bullpen is used.
Johnny DeLuca takes outside. He got the first hit against Schlittler with 1 out in the 2nd. A bloop single to right, fell between Goldschmidt and Dominguez. The other hit, infield single by Simpson, and then a RBI single to Palacios for hit number 3, and the only run. So the Simpson and Palacios hits took place in the 5th. Stark difference from the Detroit start, but this one's not put away by any stretch.
We've seen this a lot of these games over the years in Tampa.
Yes.
Tight games. They sometimes find a way to come back.
Strike 1, 3-1. Saw Chris Roycroft warming up. And the big right-hander deals. Foul back.
Got to win this battle, Michael. He came back from 3-0. He's got it to 3-2. He's got to make a pitch here to get DeLuca out.
I thought Schlittler gave a great answer. A lot of people are asking, would you be willing to start in the All-Star game? Now, he could start on Saturday again, and then the All-Star game on Tuesday. He said, whatever's good for this team. That's my concern.
That's the right attitude, but there's excitement in making an all-star team.
That one's popped up. And Goldschmidt puts it away. Hey, tonight after the Yankees coverage, stay tuned to Yes for the all-new episode of Homegrown, the path to pinstripes, and go behind the scenes with some of the top prospects in the Yankees farm system. That's immediately following the post-game coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
It's pretty good. 3 homegrowns. Yankees going to the All-Star game.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. You know what my favorite thing is when you hear a pop-up here and you're on defense? Is someone saying, I got it, I got it.
Right. That one is chopped over the middle. Caminero fields, and he will get Simpson. So 1-2-3, Schlittler retires the Rays. We go to the 8th inning. Yankees up by 2. Yankees have 1 hit. That's the man who got it. And this was in the 5th inning. After 2 walks, he hits a 3-run home run. The bat flip, pounding of the chest. Then he makes this nice play on the speedy Chandler Simpson. Then the top of the 7th inning. And let's cook up something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. The Yankee record with Caballero at short 31-18. And there's a strike as we start the bottom or the top of the 8th inning. Chris Roycroft with Volpe 4 games under, with Schumann 1 game over. McMahon started 1 game at short, 0-1. Take a look at the exit velocity, brought to you by Spectrum on the Caballero home run. 101.6, traveled 395 feet. And a strike. Roycroft called up today. This is his Rays debut. He was traded from St. Louis to Tampa Bay on June 23rd for a player to be named later or cash considerations. In 7 games with the Cardinals this season, gave up 9 runs in 5 1/3 innings. He's 6'8". And Kevin Cash was asked for a scouting report, and he said, big guy throws hard.
96, 97. Good sink to his fastball. He's incorporated a sweeper this year, hasn't had much success with it. Cardinals the last 3 years.
Another high drive to left field. Simpson back on the track at the wall. He's done it again. Another home run for Caminero. Check that, not Caminero, Caballero. And it is 4-1, his 10th home run of the season and his 2nd today.
Well, he got to that sinker, and both of these, it was a changeup in and a sinker in, and I think he likes the ball middle in, and he's able to pull his hands in. His 10th home run of the season. Boy, he's had a big night on a night that the Yankees really needed someone to step up. Now they just got to figure out a way to close it out the last couple of innings.
10th home run, that's a career high for Caballero. And there's a strike. He is a burst of energy.
Does it surprise you on a night where the Yankees needed someone to step up, he comes back to where he played for so many years, that it's him?
It's not surprising because he seems to have a flair for the dramatic.
Yes. And when you have a flair for the dramatic like he does, the opposing team even dislikes you more. It's one thing to do it in meaningless games, but he finds a way to do it in some big games.
Yankees have 2 hits, both off his bat.
Here it is again, this sinker. You're going to see it tail, middle in, waist high. No really sink to it, just a little bit of run back to the barrel. Gives the little Statue of Liberty. He took a little while on this one.
You think? It's so funny, you know, baseball teams make strange bedfellows. When he did that to the Yankees, they could not take it. They hated it. And now he's on their side, and the Rays hate it, and the Yankees love it. And a strike. McMahon strikes out for the 3rd time. What a feeling it must be against a team that traded him. Wells pops it up. And Caminero makes the play. 2 down.
You know, that must have been a little confusing. Caminero and Caballero.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think both of them, it took him about 10 seconds to get to first base. I was counting in my head as we were watching those highlights.
Well, the home run hitter coming in was supposed to be Caminero, but it's Caballero who's done the damage tonight.
And let's hope it stays that way tonight.
And a strike to Grisham.
So I'd like to show Trent the distance between the first baseman and the second baseman. It's about 50 feet, 45 feet. There's a hole there. Made 3 outs to the first baseman. He's hit 2 of them really hard.
Tried again, foul. Popped up and out of play. We're in the 8th inning. Yankees 4 runs on 2 hits, a 3-run home run by Caballero, and a solo home run by Caballero. A home run for each strike. That one just missed.
Yeah, he really does not chase much. I mean, he's near the bottom of the league when it comes to chase percentage, about 16% of the time.
Just missed. Swing and a miss. 15th Yankee strikeout. But this is the second Caballero home run. The Yankees have hopped in, said, "Cabby, take me home." Now he's taken them within 6 outs of a much-needed victory. A 3-run shot, a solo shot, the only 2 Yankee hits, and they lead 4-1. As we start the bottom of the 8th inning, Cam Schlittler with a strike to Nick Fortes. Yankees lead 4-1, or shall I say, it's Caballero and Schlittler 4, and the Rays 1. Just 2 hits for the Yankees, but they made the most of them. Joe, this is what an ace does. Team in desperate need of a victory, team that's been struggling, team that has not been getting good pitching. This guy stepped up and delivered.
An ace and an all-star, Michael, where he says, okay, this is my night, I'll take care of it, just get me a few, and I got it. And so far, he's been able to do that.
Still throwing hard. Pitch count in pretty good shape at 88. If the Yankees are going to snap out of it, they're going to play better defense and get power in pitching.
Yeah, and they got to take their walks. Be willing to take their walks and hit timely home runs.
Ground ball, Jazz Chisholm. 1 away here in the 8th.
He's done such a good job of keeping his pitch count down. He's averaging about 12.5 pitches per inning.
There's the only blemish. Got a dunked to single to left field in the 5th inning, scoring Chandler Simpson from second. It's the only run allowed by Cam Schlittler.
You think about the 2 hits that he's given him. Both of them kind of dunked in. But his was a big one because it was an RBI after Simpson was able to move up on a ground out by Fortes.
That one is looped into center field. It's a base hit for Palacios. So he has 2 hits against Cam Schlittler.
I would think you would see Hedrick start to move around, probably for Aranda. Here's another jam shot, another ball not hit hard, just a cutter that he's able to get it off the fist and just kind of muscle it into center field for a base hit. No chance for anyone to get that. So I got to believe that Cruz is. I would think that he would let him go through Aranda as long as there's not a ton of pitches, because it's been such a tough matchup for Aranda.
Well, Cruz is heating up in a hurry. Yankees play every day this week. So if you're thinking, well, why not get Bednar and have him get 5 outs? You got a game tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Home Depot working on a win pitching matchup. Griffin Jack started great, but then gave up that home run to Caballero, and Schlittler 7 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run. Not walked a batter and struck out 7. Taylor Walls takes inside.
Start to use his cutter a little bit more. We stay with what's gotten you there, and that's that 4-seamer. It's been really, really good. It looks like, Michael, if there's 2 outs, they're going to Bednar.
Yep.
And you start to look at the numbers. Caballero is 0 for 4 off of Cruz. Aranda's 0 for 1. Yandy Diaz is 3 for 5 with 2 walks.
Walls 0 for 2. Chases a fastball upstairs, 1-2. And he bunted with 2 strikes, and that is a foul ball and a strikeout. He did not feel good about facing Schlittler. Tried to bunt and surprise everyone, But it was a foul ball, which is a strikeout.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me. I thought I lost track of the count, but again, the third baseman's going to be way back and shaded towards the middle, and if you get it down, it's a base hit. But when you don't, it is strike three.
So here's Diaz upstairs.
Looks like Cruz is sitting down, so if he doesn't get Yandy Diaz, I would think that it would be Bednar.
And a strike.
Question is, does he let him face Aranda for the fourth time?
One and two. Oh, Schlittler could make it easy. Retiring Diaz and then letting Bednar come in for a 3-out save in the ninth.
He struck him out with that pitch in the sixth inning, an identical pitch that he just swung through. If he could get him there again, it would be beautiful.
Next pitch will be his 100th. Still 2-2.
I think what Wells did there, he took his time throwing the ball back to Cam, giving him a little bit more recovery time. His fastball's fallen up a couple ticks this inning.
Yeah, he had a four-seamer at 96. 2-2. Popped up. That was 98. Jazz Chisholm will put it away for the final out of the eighth. 8 strong innings for Cam Schlittler, giving the Yankees just what they need. It's time to name that Yankee. Here are the clues. I'm told, Joe, if you don't get this, you're
I'm banned
out.
from the broadcast.
Yeah.
You didn't get it.
I got it.
You didn't get it.
Constantino.
Good old Tino the Grand Bino.
Let's go to the vault. And this is in, color pictures. Came over in 96, coincided with the Yankees' great run, played unbelievable defense, got big hits, and a big part of all 4 of those championships.
Michael, my lasting impression off of Tino was when he hit the grand slam and the beers that went in the air from the right field bleachers. I will never forget that.
Great moment against Mark Langston. High drive, right field. DeLuca back. He's on the track, at the wall. See ya! A home run for Ben Rice. And the Yankees lead 5-1.
'25th home run of the year. I've liked his swings tonight because he has not hit the ball on the ground. I know he struck out, but his foul balls were in the air. And he finally got a pitch that he could handle, and that's a big run. That 4th run is always a huge run.
So here's Goldschmidt. Second inning of work for Roycroft. He's given up 2 home runs. 25 home runs, 57 runs batted in for the All-Star Ben Rice. He has been struggling before that home run. 6 for his last 51. One and 2 on Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt needs something positive as well. He is 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for his last 25. Fouled away.
It's like a little changeup that he doesn't get low enough, gets too much of the plate. Thigh high, just an easy pitch for him to pull and get in the air.
Swing and a miss. And Goldschmidt's struggles continue. 3 strikeouts, 0 for 4.
That's just a sinker. It's not really sinking, Michael. That's a problem when they don't sink and you leave them middle in to left-handers who like the ball down.
So here is Cody Bellinger, 0 for 3 tonight. And he goes around. The captain likes what he sees. One and two. And tipped into the glove of Fortes. And Bellinger 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. On Tuesday, July 21st, come out to Yankee Stadium to celebrate the magic of Harry Potter and Yankees baseball. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a special Aaron Judge Harry Potter bobblehead in one of the 4 Harry Potter house colors. The specific house will be distributed at random upon entrance. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com.
You and Paul were having a discussion about that the other day, right? Harry Potter.
That we have no idea. Not casting aspersions. A lot of people love those books. I just never.
Are we too old?
No, I think older people like it too. So you never read it either?
No.
I don't think it makes us bad people. Popped up. Fortes can't make the play. Overran it.
That roof is even tough on the home team, and you could see that right away that he was running really hard. He got rid of the mask. He did everything right, but he just overran it. Founded the baseball and overran it. Oops, that's a bad feeling, Michael. I've been there way too many times.
Yeah, the new roof is lighter, kind of blends in, or the baseball blends in with it. You know, it's very hot at the Dome tonight. And I was asking around because in the past it used to be kind of double material for the roof. This is single material, and the weather from outside seeps in. So if it's hot out, it's going to be hot.
The sun gets through earlier. But they love playing here. They're 31-12.
And they were 1 game over 500 at Steinbrenner Field last year.
They're under 500 on the road. So Nick Fortes got a little foul tip there. Kevin's like, take your time. I've been there too. See where this gets him off the thigh. It looked like it got the inside of his thigh. I would love to know the engineering behind why it's only one thickness opposed to 2. I was thinking maybe it's thicker material than the original roof, stronger.
Fly ball left field. Simpson puts it away. But the Yankees get a big insurance run. Ben Rice has been struggling, but he takes a pitch and drives it deep to right center field. His 25th home run of the year. The captain likes it, the team likes it, and he likes it. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, by your Tri-State Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyOffers.com. And by Mohegan Sun, beyond your wildest. Some of the players that have modeled both uniforms through the years: Matsui, Wade Boggs, Tino Martinez, Johnny Damon. Matsui just doesn't look right in that uniform.
No, he doesn't.
David Bednar will try to get the final 3 outs for the Yanks. And the pitch to Aranda is inside. Cam Schlittler did his job and did it very, very well in a pressurized situation for the Yankees. And if Bednar does his job, Schlittler picks up his 9th win. And the Yankees move a game closer to the first place Tampa Bay Rays.
Sometimes we talk about how well the Rays have been playing. They've won 9 out of their last 11. But before that, they were 9-18.
Yep.
I mean, they really struggled.
They've been very streaky. They had a 22-4 run that gave them a 5.5 game lead, then 9-18. All of a sudden, they were 3 games back of the Yankees. Then 9-2, while the Yankees are struggling, 4-game lead. And they just lost 2 out of 3 to the Astros. 1-2. Line to left field. Bellinger will make the play. Hit well, but Bellinger hauls it in for out number 1. Well, fans, after the final out, get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. That's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. It's been the Caballero show with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Rice with a little icing on the cake. Here's Caminero.
Would that be a rice cake?
I like what you did. One and one.
You know, you showed that picture of Matsui. They showed the picture. Whenever we needed Matsui to have a big day, we'd tell him it was his birthday.
He had good numbers on it.
And it would work.
1-2 on Caminero.
Really good split here. Way out front, you can see.
The 1-2. That tipped into the glove of Wells, and Caminero down on strikes.
See the good split there he threw him. Threw a couple of them. We got him to chase one earlier in the account. Done a really good job at Caminero so far tonight.
Take a look at Bednar lately. Our budget, Citizens, make sense of your money with Citizens. Last 14 appearances, including tonight, he has not allowed a run in 15 2/3 innings.
You know, he had that little rough spell that he went through in May where they were hitting his curveball. And he's kind of stopped using it so early in the count now. He's mixed it at different times, and it's made a huge difference. He became somewhat predictable, and hitters took advantage of it. Now he's not.
High fly ball. This should do it. Grisham there. Grisham makes the play, and the Yankees win a big game 5-1 to start this 4-game series in proper fashion. That guy right in the middle of it against his former teammates. He hits a 3-run home run, a solo shot. Ben Rice with a solo shot of his own, but a lot of the story has to go to Cam Schlittler. Stepped up, 8 innings, dominated.
Well, your all-star stepped up is what he did, and they needed this. They needed to start this road trip off the right way, playing against Tampa Bay. 6 more games before the break. They got to finish out the break strong, and they got a good start. It's a good way to start the trip.
Just 3 hits for the Yankees, all of them home runs. They made them count. Tampa Bay had 4 hits, but it's not a hitting contest. It's a scoring contest, and the Yankees win that one by 5-1. We'll be back with more, and then the postgame after that.
At NHTSA.gov/the-right-seat.
Hey, it's time for the game-changing drives of the game, brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, in the 5th inning, Caballero hits this 2-2 changeup for a 3-run homer to put the Yankees up 3-0, and then in the 8th, he adds one on a 3-2 sinker to make it 4-1. A big run there for the Yankees. 2 big hits, 4 RBIs. A great night for Caballero.
All right, Joe, so is it him or is it Schlittler, the Chevy player of the game?
Well, I think it's the all-star Cam. He had a brilliant evening tonight. He had 8 strikeouts in 8 innings, kept his pitch count down, only around 100. He had a great four-seamer that was consistently 98 to 100 tonight. No walks, 4 hits, and only 1 run.
And they did it in a hurry. 2 hours and 21 minutes. Schlittler 9-5. Jack's the loss. Caballero, you'll hear from him with Meredith on the postgame show. 2 home runs, career high 10 now. Palacios drove in the only run for Tampa Bay. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Michael Cooney, Mike Webb, and the executive producer of the Yes Network is Jared Ames Boschnack. Join us again tomorrow for Game 2 against the Rays here at the Trop. Coverage begins at 4:30 p.m. on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 6:30. Again, the final score, the New York Yankees 5, the Tampa Bay Rays 1. For Joe Girardi and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry, standing by in our Yes Network studios with the postgame show, guys.
It is